Hey all, hope you are doing well. So I'm on the Anhinga Trail in the Everglades and I want to share with you this really cool bird. So this is a purple gallinule. There's a similar species called the common gallinule, also known as the common moorhen. Easy way to separate this is you can see the purple gallinule has this blue shield on front and it's much more vibrantly colored. The common gallinule will be a much darker bird, very kind of a slate blue over much of its body, and its shield is going to be red on its forehead. Now, these birds are really cool. Both of them are really cool, but purple gallinules are really cool. Their range is all the way from Uruguay and Brazil up to the southeastern United States. In most of the southeastern United States, they only summer, but here in Florida, you actually have them year-round. So one of the cool things with these guys that I've been observing today is they've been hopping around on the spatter dock, which is as you would expect, but they've been tearing open these seed pods. In a minute, I'll show you a midden where you've got a whole pile really close in. But what I've been noticing is as they've been tearing open the back end of these seed pods the same way maybe you would tear open a pepper, they've been pulling out what seems to be the white pulp. And even when they tear out a seed and they dabble that in the water, kind of like you're seeing now, when you look in binoculars, they're not really consuming the seed, they're consuming the pulp around the seed, and they'll just be letting those seeds drop one after the other. So just a really cool observation. It's microhabitat use is something that I'm very passionate about. It's really cool to make these kind of observations. Now, the nearest study that I could find out about was in Gainesville. In Gainesville, they found that 71% of their diet is going to be plant matter, another 25 or 29% will be animal matter. In their foraging, they typically prefer to be in more denser areas away from open water, and you can see the way it's feeding while standing. Well, common moorhen, the way it seems that they've partitioned their foraging space where they overlap is the purple gallinule will be in areas where it's much denser, and that can be even in Texas in dense grassy areas, not just in lily pad areas like this, or not lily pad, spatter dock, there is a difference. But at any rate, you'll have these guys feeding in denser areas. It seems like they feed on more animal matter than the moorhens, though the amount that they forage does vary a bit. At any rate, the common gallinules, the common moorhens as they're also known, will be feeding. If they were out here, they'd probably be feeding more in this adjacent open water that you have over on this side, versus like where you have this guy feeding all in this spatter dock kind of standing vegetation. Just really cool bird, really beautiful, and something I wanted to share with you all. One other thing too that should be mentioned as far as different foraging patterns, not only will the moorhens be out in open water, they'll typically be foraging from a swimming position. They'll be eating while they're swimming, so while they're sitting on the water 94% of the time. Again, 99.7% of the time, they found the purple gallinules will be feeding just standing more like this. Now, I told you I'd show you that midden, and I'm just going to walk around a little ways to the boardwalk. There's a juvenile bird here. The juveniles are very similar to the adults, except they are much duller in color. They typically are more like an olive green overall, but this one in particular is starting to show a lot of color, which is nice. But like I said, you've got this kind of midden here. There were a couple birds that were bringing these seed pods over, tearing them open and letting them pile up here, and they've really kind of over time made this nice little mat, which I imagine is very convenient. Anywho, I hope you all enjoyed, and hope you all are having a wonderful day. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.